Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Blender Easy, and in today's video we are going to create this looping animation inside of Blender without using any third-party plugin. So if you're new to this channel, then please consider to subscribe this channel and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. So without wasting any much more time, let's get started. So here we are in Blender and we will simply hit A to deselect all of them and simply hit delete. Then press Shift A, go to the mesh, and we are going to add our UV sphere. I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose Shade Smooth over here like that. Then go to the top view by hitting 7, hold tab to go to the edit mode and hold Alt Z. Now let's go to the material options and we will create a new material and we are going to call it as white, or let's call it as black. Okay, and we will assign this material. Then after that we are going to select this much points over here like this. Then we will create another material, create a new, let's double click and let's call it as blue. Okay, like that. Also choose blue color over here and we are going to choose assign. Okay, now press tab and Z and go to the material preview. So as you guys can see, our cover color has been applied. Now let's select this G, Z, and let's bring this a little bit upward. Now we need to create some base for it. So Shift A, mesh, and I'm going to select one cube. Then go to the one view, press 1 to go to the front view. Press S, Z, and let's scale it on this axis. After that, Shift A, go or let's add our UV sphere again like that, and press G, Z, and try to bring this over here. After that, I'm going to select this cube. I'll hit Ctrl A and apply scale. I'll hit Ctrl A and I'll apply all transform. After that, I'm going to select this UV sphere, G, Z, and let's try to bring this somewhere up to this. Okay, like that. Then select this, then press tab, press 2 for edge selection, hit A to select all of these edges, then hit Ctrl B for bevel and click on it. Then go to the bevel options and we are going to increase the width of it somewhere around like this, and segment, let's choose 10. Okay, and press tab and select this, right click and choose Shade Smooth. Then press Z and choose solid view, hold Alt Z. Let's select this sphere and let's hide this for now. Now I'm going to select this cube over here, go to the modifiers, add modifier, search for boolean and apply. And over here we are going to select this sphere, which is this one. And if you hide this, as you guys can see, we are getting this small portion over here. Okay, now I'm going to select this cube and I'll go over here and I'll apply this. And then we have this extra sphere that we don't need. I'm going to delete it. Okay, and this is going to be my main sphere. So let's select this, go to the front view, hold Alt Z, G, Z, and bring this somewhere around like this. Okay, so it will look like that it's over here. Okay, now this is for one. Now what we can do over here, I'm going to select this, Ctrl C and press Ctrl V over here. So as you guys can see, we are getting another collection and we'll bring this totally downward like that. Okay, so what will happen over here, we have two collections. Let's hide this second collection, we don't need that now, so we can focus on this one. Now press Z and choose material preview so we can see properly. I'm going to select this portion over here, go to the material options, and we are going to select this blue one for this one as well. Okay, so we will get something like this. Okay, now what we can do, I'm going to select this two and I'll press Ctrl J to apply combine them. Now go to the transform and over here and make sure that all of these values are 0. If they are not proper 0, so hit Ctrl A and make sure to choose all transform. Okay, now we will select this, we will go to the modifiers, add modifier, go to the search option and type for array. Okay, let's make this x factor 0 and y factor 1 over here. And if you go to the top view, as you guys can see, they are properly aligned with each other. Now count, I'm going to choose, let's say 5 over here, so we'll get this kind of stuff. Now let's enable this collection over here, and if you see inside this collection, let's hide this one for now. This collection has this two and this one separately. Okay, so let's select this cube over here and go over here and apply this blue material. Then select this and go to the modifiers, add, search for array, and we are going to choose 5 over here as well, x factor 0, y factor 1. Now let's go to the top view And now let's enable our first layer over here. I'm going to select this cube GY and let's try to bring this over here. Okay, go over here. Then as you guys can see, the Y value is 10.125. So let's make this proper 10. Okay, so now as you guys can see, they are properly aligned. Similarly, I'm going to select this pair, press G, Y, and let's try to bring this over here like this. Okay, so also change the Y position to properly 10, so it's gonna come over here. Okay, like that. Okay, so our entire portion is ready. Now all we need to do is to add our camera. So let's try to do that. Shift A, go to the camera and select our camera and hit 0 so we can see through our camera. Then press N to bring these options. Go to the view and enable our camera to view, and let's zoom out and go to the camera settings. Focal length I'm going to choose 200, and go and make sure that your camera is focusing on this object over here like this object should be at the center like that. Okay, over here make sure this object is properly at the center. Let's disable this and let's bring this over here. Let's enable it again and hit N. Now if you see over here, we need some more copies of it, so I'll go to the over here and let's change the number of copies to somewhere around 8 maybe, like that. Okay, so our entire portion is ready, and now it's time to animate this stuff. Okay, so let's try to do that, but before that what I want is that each and everyone should be parent with one null object. So hit 0 to get out of this. Now let's select this option over here. Go to make sure go to the transform view and hit Ctrl A and choose all transform. Similarly, select this, hit Ctrl A, choose all transform. Select this, hit Ctrl A and choose all transform over here like that. Okay, now shift A, go to the empty, and we are going to select one plane axis G Z and try to bring this over here like that. And now this one is going to be controller for all of them. So let's go press 1, go to the front view, select all of this stuff. So as you guys can see, they are all selected, and by holding shift I'm going to select this null object, then press Ctrl P and we are going to select object. So if you select this object and G, as you guys can see, all of them are moving like that. Okay, so this is also done, and now we need to start to create our animation. So hit 0 and let's try to create our animation. I'm going to select this, and obviously we need to change the Z position of it. So initially let's create one keyframe at Z. I'm gonna go somewhere around 40 and I'm going to create another keyframe, and initially the this value should be somewhere around maybe 5 or even more than that. Let's somewhere around, let's say 7, and create another keyframe. So if you see this, now we are getting something like this. Okay, now let's try to create proper rotation as well. So let's see at which axis we need to rotate it. No, it's not going to rotate it. Let's not rotate this stuff, we will keep it as it is. Okay, now after that I'm gonna go and select this keyframe. I'll go to this option over here and make sure to choose graph editor. Now if you choose graph editor, we are getting this kind of graph, and I'm going to select this handle, and by holding like this I'll adjust this graph like this. Okay, so now if you hit play and shift space bar, I'll get something like this. Okay, let's bring this downwards. Let's try to adjust it like this or adjust it like this. Okay, and let's choose timeline. Okay, and let's end this timeline at 40. So now if you see this animation, I'm gonna get something like this. Okay, but after that obviously this animation is going to start from 0. So let's make this 0 over here and bring this properly at 0. And now if you know that our objects are parent with this null object, so you can go to the null object. Let's go to the top view, and if I press GY, I can animate on this axis like this. Okay, so we have to do that. But before that we need one kind of a marking structure over here as well. So for that I'm going to press shift A, mesh, and I'm going to add one plane, not plane but cube. Press GY and let's try to bring this over here in such a way that it should touch this. So let's make this minus 2 maybe, So at -2, if this is properly touching this, so we have to select this empty, and we have to move this on -2 axis. So initially let's make this 0, and at 40 frame I'm gonna make this -2. So as you guys can see, it's coming over here, and create another keyframe. So let's delete this cube which was our reference. So, and if you hit 0 now, and if you see this, sorry, let's see, we will get something like this. Okay, but this is not in a linear form. So for that we have to select this empty, select those keyframe, right click, keyframe interpolation mode, and make sure to choose linear. And now if you see this, we are getting this animation in the form of loop. And if you want, you can select your camera, hit N. Okay, you can move your camera somewhere around over here as well, according to your needs. So what will happen, you will get this animation continuously in the form of loop. Okay, then hit N, then shift A, mesh, and we will add one plane. Let's hit 0 to go out of this camera, press S, and let's increase the scale totally like this. Go to the front view, press G Z, and let's try to bring this over here like this. Okay, then go over here, go and choose blue color over there as well, and hit 0. So if you see, we are gonna get something like this. Now we will add, our animation portion is done. We will try to add lights. So go to the top view over here, go to the shift A, we will add light, and we are going to choose area light. Press S, and let's increase the scale. Okay, press G, let's move this over here, press R, and let's rotate it like this. Okay, and let's rotate it like this, GZ, and try to bring this over here. Go to the top view, press R, and I'll rotate it like this. Okay, and let's make this power 1000, and hit 0, press Z and choose render view. Go over here and make sure EV is selected. You can select this light, and you can increase this value up to, let's say, 6 over here. And if you want, then you can go and check out this in cycles as well, and let's choose denoise so we can see properly. Okay, we need another light, so let's select EV again. I'm going to select this light, shift D, and let's rotate it like this, GZ or GY, and try to bring this over here like that. Select these two lights, shift D, bring this over here, press R, and let's rotate it like this, and hit 0. Okay, and we are going to choose cycles again. Okay, and now I'm going to select few lights out of it. For example, this one, I'll go over here and I'm going to increase the value of this, or let's say power of this light. Similarly for this one, let's make this 2000 only. For this one, I'm going to make this 10,000. Hit 0. Okay, so if you see, I'm gonna get this kind of animation along with this colors. If you want, you can select this G, bring this a little bit closer as well. It's 0, so I'll get this kind of stuff. Now if you want, you can select this, go to the materials, and you can increase this metallic value as well, so you will get this kind of structure. And now you're gonna get this animation continuously in the form of loop. So yep, this is how you can create this kind of simple looping animation in Blender.